So this video is going to seem a little bit strange, but it'll make sense in a bit. For about 3-4 months, we've been chasing a fault on this van. This is the main delivery van that we use. It's been burning a lot of oil. Alright, when I say a lot of oil, it's been burning probably 4 litres for every 1,000 mile, which works out, well, it's pretty expensive, but it shouldn't be doing that anyway. It's indicating a massive problem with van somewhere. It can be massive, it might just be a small problem, but we've been trying to find out what it was and trying to diagnose it. Now, at first, we thought it could be turbo. So we replaced, there's 2 turbos on this. So we replaced both those turbos, and it was still burning oil. And then I got a lead on another problem that it could be. It's called a PCV, it's a crankcase ventilation valve, just down there. So you can't just change that part, you've got to change the entire rocker cover. So that involves getting the injectors out. Now bear with me, I know it's boring. What we did when we took the injectors out, we changed the rocker cover top, when we put the injectors back in, the van didn't want to run. When it did run, or when it did start to fire, it were really heavily smoking. We took the injectors out, we took them for testing, and it turned out that 3 of them were faulty, and the other one wasn't spraying very well. So we bought 4 brand new injectors for it. So bearing in mind now, we're nearly £3,000 in, chasing this one fault, which is burning oil. We got the new injectors coded in, got the van started, and it ran absolutely fine, it was beautiful. We've gone out to work, loaded the bikes up, sent it up to Scotland, got as far as Edinburgh, and the van's broke down. Now what's happened is, it dropped onto 3 first, and then lost all its power. While I was cruising along, I went to change gear, and the engine died while I changed gear. As soon as I let the clutch up, the back wheel started to lock. The AA didn't know what it was. We've recovered it back here. We've took the injectors out, and the cylinders are full of diesel. Now this is bad. Usually that means a hydraulic lock. When you get a lot of fluid inside your piston, the piston comes up, it can't compress it, and something bends, usually a con rod. But it doesn't always happen. So what we've done is, we've cleaned everything out, we've managed to get it running. And it doesn't sound very good, but I'll demonstrate for you. Yeah, you see the smoke, you see the unburnt fuel. The other thing is when you take the cap off the oil, that is like a hairdryer. It's blasting something out of there. So it's crankcase pressure. So it's looking very much like we need a new engine for this van. Now the reason why I'm putting this up on YouTube is because I've made a lot of bold promises. One of the bold promises is that we're going to Scotland, and to go to Scotland we're going to need a van. Now this van usually does the work. I've got another van which has got a tow bar on it, which would be towing our caravan and all our gear up to Scotland. So that now has to go to work, meaning we're not going to be able to go to Scotland. For over a year I've been planning this Scotland trip. I wanted to get it done a bit earlier this year, but one thing leads to another. We're running a small business. It's difficult to make these kind of commitments and keep these promises, and this is one of the reasons why. We're not expecting an engine to go pop on us. We're absolutely gutted, but unless we can get this done fairly quickly, we're already £3,000 deep into finding a problem, and now we're going to have to probably spend the same, if not more, probably £5,000 getting a new engine in this, getting it sorted. It's not looking like we're going to Scotland, but I mean, you guys can help. Press like, put a few comments in. It'll really help the YouTube channel, which we are monetized. We do make money out of the YouTube channel, but it's not very much. So if you want to see us go to Scotland, we've got a link in the description. Go buy me a coffee, you can do that. I just wanted to thank everybody who's already sent us nice messages, everybody who likes and comments on the videos. We really do appreciate you, and it does mean a lot to us. If anybody does have any clues what it could actually be, give us a shout, because I'm absolutely stumped how the cylinders are filled up with diesel like that. It's a bit of a concern. I mean, we're going to be using the same equipment, the same wiring, the same injectors. So if we've got a fault, we don't want to be buying a new reconditioned engine and fitting it and have this exactly the same thing, because there's something we're missing. If you look back through our old videos, you'll see that another one of our vans set fire after we did a complete recondition on it. Reconditioned engine, flywheel, clutch, the whole thing. Good boy. If you know as well where we can source an engine, or if you want to donate as an engine. But for the time being, it looks like the only reliable vehicle I've got is my little DT100. So we'll do a bit of content for that in the meantime, just locally. Obviously we can't do a Scotland trip on it, but we'll do a few little local trips now we've got the sunshine here. So just when you think things can't get any worse, they get worse. Yep, they got worse. 2 broken vans in space of 3 weeks. What am I supposed to do? Alright, so the AA man, when I cranked it over and he said he was looking at the timing belt, he said the timing belt, it was moving, and then after it wasn't moving, which usually means there's some teeth off at belt. And it looks, although you can never really tell, it looks in half decent condition. I'm gonna have to get all this off to find out. A really common fault that happens on these is down there something called a vacuum pump, which powers your brakes and everything that requires a vacuum anyway, and the vacuum pump seizes up and it's driven by the cams, which in turn is driven by the cam belt. So if the pump seizes up, it puts more pressure than it should do on the timing belt, which then strips off some of the teeth. So that's possibly what could have happened. And there's no way of knowing either if the vacuum pump's seizing up. It doesn't make any noises, it doesn't do anything to let you know. It just goes one day. So it's not the end of the world. It's a fairly cheap fix if we can find the parts in time. But it's starting to get on my tits, this. It's just continuously repairing these things. That has also taken a big poo. That needs a new engine. So I've got 2 vans that both need an engine. Got a book full of work. I've had to cancel everything. Everything. I apologise if I've had to cancel on you. So I'm dead in the water until I can get this van fixed, or that van fixed, but this one's a smaller job, I think. Don't have to have the engine out, I can just have the rocker cover off. I'm just going to get into it. So, got a bit more of an idea of what's going on. We've got some residue. This is magnetic, and the belt contains little pieces of, I think it's reinforced with some metal. It's like braided. And then if you look further down there, you can see some parts of timing belt. Focus. There you go. That's a bit of timing belt. So that's what's happened. He stripped a few teeth off the timing belt as we were driving down the road, and I think I know why. The culprit is back there, just there with that pipe on it there. Vacuum pump, it will be, I guarantee it. And there you have it. Time belt completely slipped, stripped off the teeth at the bottom. Now, I know what everybody's saying, you should have changed the timing belt, you should have kept up with the repairs. Well, we did. This timing belt's scrap anyway. It doesn't matter if it gets hot, you melt it a little bit. Pulley's going, the timing belt's going, so it makes no odds. So, question is, with all this money that we've already put into it, 3,000, it's going to be like 5,000 to get it back on road. We're only a small business. Question is, do we even bother carrying on?
The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
So yeah, that's just to catch you up with what's going on. You're not going to be enjoying this video because it's not there for entertainment, it's just to keep you guys updated. But if you do like the videos, check out this playlist. And if you want to see the recommissioning of the DT, we'll put the playlist here for you. Thanks again, guys.